catch a foot when I drive. Big pressure, I apply. In the ring, you won't survive. Yeah, I swerve when I drive.
Welcome everybody to another edition of Hassell's Review. I'm your host, Hassell, and this week I'm going to delve into a comic review. Something we hadn't done in a little while is a good old comic review. So I said, you know what? What better book to do than Marvel Comics' Weapon X-Men? So when this book was initially announced, I was extremely on the fence because I'm going to be honest, the cast just didn't seem to fit well to me. Because, I mean, it's just an ensemble of just whatever. So let's dive right into the old meat and taters of this. As I'm going to give you all you need to know about issues 1 through 4. There will be some spoilers, people. However, I will keep it, well, it's going to be an broad overcapsulating. You can still read the book. You'll be surprised at some shit and enjoy it. And if not, you'll enjoy me telling you about it to the point where you say, holy shit, I want to fucking read this now. So, with that being said, let's get to the old meat and taters of this old thing, and let's dive right on in. So, for anybody that was a fan of Judd Winnick's Exiles run back in the early 2000s, you're going to love this book. So, like I said, when the initial cast was announced, I was very apprehensive. Because you had Zombie Wolverine, who I just was like, how the fuck is this going to work at all with anyone? Because they're just, you know, next level hunger. So, you had him, you had Fat Logan from Planet X, Earth X, yeah, Earth X, so that's what it was for Marvel. You know, Alex Ross, it was very head-scratching when I seen them. Then you had Weapon X himself from Age of Apocalypse Wolverine. You had Old Man Logan, and I'm missing one. Holy shit, I am missing one, but, oh, Jane Howlett, I'm sorry, from the Earth where Wolverine is a female. Jane, she has bone claws, and her timeline's around the early 1900s. So, let's dive on into this. So, basically, the premise of the book is a middle-aged Jean Grey who is still imbued with the Phoenix Force. She pulls together this team of nothing but Wolverines. Because they're unique. Each one has a unique role to play in the story, so to speak. And one of the cool things about it is you kind of get a little bit into each character, each issue. You get a little something backstory-wise into this character. You know, because like Old Man Logan and Weapon X, you know a great deal about. You don't really need them. But the others, you know, for a lot of people, I mean, unless you read Planet X, Earth X, there wasn't very deep into it. I mean, because it never made sense to me how Wolverine could get fat. I mean, his healing factor should metabolize up any of them old carbs my boy likes. Or why he's balding or any of this shit. How is Zombie Wolverine going to work? You know, I mean, all these things, a lot of questions. So, she pulls this team together because they are unique. And she tells them that they are going to be battling Onslaught. And I was sold right off the rip at Onslaught. But this is not your ordinary Onslaught. This is not, you know, the one we battled in the past. It's almost, you know, took over the universe a few times. This one here is unique. And I thought it was a really cool, neat twist. Because this Onslaught is actually a combination of Jean Grey and Magneto's psyches. So it's got some of the peaceful parts of Jean. But it has Eric, so it's not a battle in itself, but it's just it's a conflict. It's a very neat little concept between the two of them, though. I really like it and dug it. So that was pretty neat, and the fact that his head's on fire, Ghost Rider, sold. Right off the motherfucking rip. Sold, son. I didn't buy them. I actually read them online. I got a link. But, so, Jean Grey and Magneto. Well, the first Earth they hit is a Earth, I forget whose word. I don't think this isn't Jean's planet. It was just, it's a planet where Jean and Magneto are actually still alive and they're running the show. They battled the Badoon in this planet. So Cyclops is dead. A lot of things that went on over here, and so they were very. As soon as our heroes arrived there, the first thing I was read was they're getting attacked by heroes because they think it's another invasion. It's not an invasion. And just to go ahead and let you know, Zombie Wolverine has been cosmically satiated. She has fixated his hunger so that he feeds off power, cosmic, and ambient energy to satiate his hunger. This does not stop him from wanting to eat motherfuckers, though, because that was one of the great things about this book, and I wound up enjoying a great deal about it. Is he's got a lot of Deadpool tendencies. I mean, he's snarky. He's got a good sense of humor. He's always cracking jokes, and not just like stupid jokes. It's not like they just try to make him that. It's like he's picking at himself and others. You know, like I don't know. He's always cracking jokes about wanting to eat people and children in the next issue. That was pretty good too. So on this planet here, they go say, hey, we have reason to believe the Onslaught, and they tell her, like Jean and Magneto, like, hey, look, this is a combination of the two of you. But on this planet here, they kind of done a lot of things right. So they're trying to figure out where in the hell Onslaught is in all this right here. And, you know, you get a little bit of backstory. Jean and the Jean of that planet, she has a moment with Weapon X, which is pretty cool, because, you know, his Jean is dead. And that's the whole reason he's doing this. But she's kind of sweet on him, because Cyclops is dead, and Wolverine's dead too, and she locks lips with him. She gives him old lip locker up to him, the Lip Locker 2000. Pretty cool. And next thing you know, they kind of figure out Onslaught isn't in one person. Onslaught is spread itself out, because it's a psychic being. It's just pure psychic energy that has formed a conscious body. And so I mean, a lot of things are on the table for this. So with that being said, they go to battle, and they realize that Onslaught has spread itself out throughout the Avengers of this planet, or most of them. And one of the cool things is, one of the Avengers of this planet is a grown Miles Morales. I liked it. It was a pretty cool tip of the hat. And he is in a black Spider-Man costume suit. Very, very much the Peter Parker black costume, except for it's got a red spider and red eyes. I thought it was pretty cool looking. That looked neat. I dug it. Interesting concept. Like I said, if you like the Elseworlds type stuff, where there's an interesting little twist on characters the Exiles done, you're going to love this. So they go to battle Onslaught, and they're keeping in mind that, you know, not only is, you know, Onslaught there, but these are heroes. These are our friends. They're not our enemies. Let's don't kill them. Well, I should have sent that memo to Zombie Wolverine, who starts just chewing motherfuckers up. And chewing people up, you start getting zombies. So next thing you know, they have a large outbreak of zombies in this Earth. And so they're not only battling zombies, and they're like, literally at one point, he's like running with all these zombies towards the, you know, the Avengers that are evil Onslaughts. And, you know, one of the Wolverines looks at him and says, oh man, that's pretty cool. You can control them. He goes, wait, no, I don't control none of them. They're here to eat. It was things like that. It was like, and he's like, oh, I should have thought this through. And, you know, it was pretty cool. So that Avengers had formed a plan to, with all the sorcerers and things of this nature, that last time that they could safely, you know, get everybody off the planet if the Badoon or an outside force were to take over again. And in this case, it ends up being Onslaught and zombies who are battling against one another and of this nature. Jean and Magneto of this planet sacrifice themselves facing an Onslaught, and it dissipates. And our heroes get Jean, or the Phoenix, to pull them the fuck out of there. And she's like, this went terribly wrong. This is not good. This was not how this was supposed to go. We just destroyed a planet with a zombie outbreak to do what we were trying to do. So she's thinking of disbanding the team moving into issue 2. However, Onslaught has went and hid on her planet. And her planet in issue 2 is pretty cool, because it is one of those planets where the superheroes got their happy ending. Like, Wolverine is married to Mirko. He has children. Scott is actually married to Madeline Pryor. Nathan never had to become Cable. He never had the techno-organic virus. He is just Nathan, which is pretty cool. So a lot of things on this planet, and Jean is like having, you know, her time with trying to figure out her station there, but at the same time, she wants to make sure that, you know, Onslaught is not just doing its thing there. But you get a backstory on Earth X Wolverine of your Fat Wolverine, so to speak, and you get a figure out of what happened. So on this planet, his Jean loses her powers. And she goes to lead the team, so he supports her because, you know, she couldn't be around the team without her powers because it would be too much for her. So with that being said, she leaves the team and Wolverine goes with her because it's his chance to get Jean. You know, Scott stays behind, he marries Madeline, they move on, and they're the super friends and all this good jazz. Well, on that planet, in Earth X there, Jean is married to Wolverine, but she has no powers, so she like starts becoming a couch potato. Like all couch potatoes, we tend to put on a few lbs, so she starts packing on the pounds. And Wolverine knew at some point that, you know, it would be too much for her, so he stops helping the team less and less. Well, then he goes to the Jackal of all people, which is really cool to me because I'm a Spider-Man nut. So he goes to the Jackal of all people, and the Jackal gives him a serum that basically almost halts his healing factor to the point to where he can age, he can get old, he can die, he can get fat, he can get drunk, he can, you know, be a person. He thinks this is what Jean wants to know. She resents him more because he's quit helping the X-Men. He throws his powers away and they drift apart to the point where they hate each other. So he's a very depressed gentleman at this point. I mean, he's balding, his hair's bad, and he's got a big fat belly. That'll do it to you. But they go to this world here. So like I said, you get these back and forths in every issue. You get a little bit of their backstory, and then you jump back in. So I get there, and there's a funny scene with Wolverine and his kids, and, you know, the Wolverine of this Earth. His kids in America, they arrive. It's an older Wolverine. He's got white hair. And the kids are like, is that a zombie version of our dad? And, you know, zombie Wolverine like leans forward and says, come forward and check me out. And like, by the time the Phoenix arrives, and she's like, I didn't realize there'd be kids here. I'm sorry. Let me put him somewhere. And he's like, you know what? This is an Earth where Charles Xavier's dreams are supposed to be living, and you're going to be prejudiced against a zombie? So there's just great little parts like that. Warlock winds up, you know, taking a zombie Wolverine and caging him. And he goes, like, well, I wonder what happens if I bite you. And he's like, well, let's find out if the techno-organic virus in me is stronger than your zombie virus. He's like, well played. I mean, so you got all these cool little things throughout there. On this planet here, it winds up where Onslaught was actually hid within Nate Gray in this planet. So he's about to marry Wolverine's daughter. And they're at the wedding, and there's all these heroes here, and then Onslaught's there. And all hell breaks loose, and they wind up having to cut his arm off. They kind of have this big battle, and they try to purge Onslaught out of her, and they're hoping, out of him, and they're hoping like some trauma would, you know, send a force to knock it out of there. So they actually chop his damn arm off, and he's laying there dying. So this is a cool way that he gets the techno-organic virus on this planet. Warlock actually, you know, tries to cauterize the wound there, and he imbues him with the techno-organic virus. So he basically winds up, instead of having the cool Colossus arm, he has the Warlock arm, which is a little to me, but it was still kind of neat. They get rid of Onslaught. He gets the fuck out of there, jump ship to another planet again. He keeps jumping, you know, it's kind of like quantum leaping, so to speak, into the next place. And, you know, he has some cool scenes, and they basically tell Jean, hey, get the fuck out of here. You got to go. Yeah, you kicked rocks. You just brought this thing to our planet where everybody's having a happy ending. Get the fuck out of here. No more. You're done. You got to go. Well, she actually asked, you know, a few of them like, hey, do you want to stay behind? Because this is a world where things is right. Yeah, especially like with whipping eggs. And he's like, no, I'm with you. I'm for the long haul. We got the ride. Let's do this. So when you start off issue 3, you got the team kind of like they're all disheartened. They don't think they're doing the right thing. And Jean is almost like, what are we doing here? This isn't working. obviously. And, you know, Wolverine, Old Man Logan's like, hey, look, I'm not, because on that planet, he had to pop his claws and kill a Jubilee. And so he's like triggered back to, you know, what had happened on his Earth. So he's vowing to never pop his claws again. You got the zombie that's just a fucking fruitcake. You got a fat one that's not really of much use. You know, it's just, it's a muddled mess. And Jane, she's a pretty cool character. But she doesn't have adamantium. She's got bone claws. And she doesn't have the experience these other Wolverines have. Because, I mean, we're talking early 1900s for her. So she's only had powers 15 years maybe at the most. 20 at a max. And not the life experience of these others. So, all this is going on, and you get the backstory on her, and basically what happens is on this planet, Logan is not her father on this planet. The Howletts, she's Howlett through and through. There was a dog, Logan, but it's not her brother. He winds up, you know, like young kids, they grow up and he gets sweet on her or whatnot. But the dad's like, he's like, I don't want her, you know, developing feelings for the servant's child. So he tells Dog, hey, you got to go. Dog and Logan, you got to go. You can never be on the grounds again. I can't have my daughter liking the likes of you because they're high society fluting motherfuckers, apparently. So, in her backstory, Dog and Logan come back pretty much similar other than the fact that, you know, he's not the father. Him and James Howlett, they tussle and whatnot. The guy, she agrees to marry Dog if they'll leave. However, the gun goes off and it kills Thomas, or James Howlett, the father. And she pops her claws for the first time and she kills the fuck out of Logan. Not her father, but her Logan. Her mother's dead, her father's dead, so she uses a letter opener, stains it with blood to cover her tracks and said that she had to kill Logan with that right there to hide the fact that she's a mutant. And she actually inherits the millions and millions of money that the Howletts had, and so she winds up being more of an adventurer, so to speak. And this world they go to in this next go around here, Bloodstone is there, Ulysses Bloodstone, and she'd had a romantic relationship on her Earth with him, so she senses him, and he's teaming up with Dracula and Selene, and there's this cool little formation there, but on this planet there, they've done a spell that went wrong, so no one can die. So in the fact there's all this agony in this planet, like people die, but they're not dead. They're not zombies, but they're just fucking existing in pain, so it's kind of got Onslaught thrown off, like it's fucked up. So when they arrive there, Onslaught's there like, ooh, truce, motherfuckers. I'm fucked up. I don't want to do this fight right now with y'all. So he goes to, you know, trying to, I say he is them, I guess. I don't know my pronouns for, ain't a tranny. I don't know. I don't want to be on PC here, but them, Onslaught, let's just go that. It doesn't want to tip its hand, so to speak, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I can't do this. And they realize throughout the battle, like, oh, so you kind of fucked up. And, you know, they get it, but he's like, well, the only thing I can do is gamble that you guys won't leave this planet to despair and the pain of this end, and I can trust you guys to be heroes. Find a portion of this bloodstone and the tablet. He said, I have a small, Onslaught says, I have a small portion of it. You can track the rest of it down, and then we can break the spell, allowing these people to die. They were like, but yeah, but you get, he's like, but I'll give you a truce. You have my word means something. I've never took the word of a villain before myself. I'd be a bit apprehensive, but they take the bait. They go find Dracula and Bloodstone and Selene. They have a nice little battle amongst them or whatnot, and they get the tablet. They break the spell, and in breaking the spell, Onslaught stays true to his word. It's like, hey, look, I told you, we parlay. I'm going my way, you go your way. And then it subliminally is sending a message to Logan, old man Logan, like, hey, look, I know what's going on. If you'll help me take over Jean Grey with the Phoenix, not only will I spare your planet, I will restore you to the point in time before you killed everyone on your planet. So basically, it's with the power of the Phoenix, it's going to put him back just before he pops his claws and starts killing everybody, before the villains done their stage attack, and maybe his Earth survives and we don't have all the cool shit of Old Man Logan. So he's like, ooh. So, but as part of the parlay, it did agree, Onslaught did agree to not touch any of their planets ever, or Jean Grey's ever again. It goes its own way. So it's like, okay, well, pretty cool there. Well, you get to the final countdown, so to speak. And this Earth right here, you pretty much just have a big battle, which is really cool. They get there, and the book opens up, and basically Old Man Logan has turned on everyone. He has fucked up all of the Weapon X-Men team. He's turned on everybody, and like one by one, he took them out, basically. And Onslaught's there with him, and it's like, okay, you still true to your word. And then you know, he starts helping. Well, Jean shows up, and they have like this whole battle. So on that and that little deal there, they just kind of go back and forth, and Jean gives up the power of the Phoenix to Onslaught. And in doing so, though, it tricks Onslaught, because the Phoenix is not only about death, it is about life incarnate, and, you know, burning away the ash to bring back new life. And in doing so, it kind of combated and offset a lot of the evil nature and burned away the bad part of Jean and Magneto that formed Onslaught. So it burns that away, and it becomes a different version of Onslaught, which is pretty neat looking. I like the other version better, just because it had the cool mask and all that, you know, cool shit or whatnot. But you come to find out that Old Man Logan was actually playing along the whole time. He didn't really intend to help Onslaught. He knew Onslaught couldn't technically do what it offered. And Onslaught even admits it's like, no, I actually could not. I feel like I could have figured it out once I got the Phoenix, but I couldn't have done that. The best I could have done was sent you to the Earth, where everyone has the old happy ending, so to speak. So with that being said, Onslaught, Phoenix, form a force for good. Old middle-aged Jean Grey, she still keeps a portion of the Phoenix Force, so that she just doesn't have, you know, elderly dementia, I guess. It seemed to end abruptly. I don't know if maybe they were planning for more, and it was like, oh, pump the brakes. I don't know. The last issue seemed a little rushed. It was like a whole lot packed in there real fast, and it was like, whoop, screech. All in all, the series itself is pretty damn good. I enjoyed it. I'd give Weapon X-Men 1 through 4 a solid 4 hassles out of 5. It's a good book. Go read it. I highly recommend it. Like I said, it just ends abruptly. So I don't know if maybe there's going to be more moving forward, or if that was just hey, let's make this cool trip paperback to sell some issues. I'm not real sure. Either way, pretty legit. I enjoyed it. You go to your local comic book store, check it out, see if they got a trade. If they don't got a trade, buy all 4 issues. That's even better. And Stan Lee says digital is king, but like boobs, they feel better in my hand. So go check it out. Get you some copies. Hell, while you're out there, go to our sponsor, The Zone Collectibles at 305 Main Street, Tifton, Georgia, where they can hit you up with all your nerdy needs, where they do unity through community, fandoms unite. They can definitely, Clady Clan can definitely hook you up with this stuff right here. And while you're giving everybody, we're giving everybody a shout out, how about you go check out our boy, Big Rob, of Big Rob's House of Entertainment and No Chinese Food. Give him a shout out, as he is on YouTube, TikTok, he is on Twitter or X. He's on these places. Go give him some love and let him know we sent you his way. Also, while you're at it, check out Spotlight Media, where you can check out HASSEL'S Review, as well as my other show, my co-host Monster, where we do the Nerdy Man Room Show. We're very close to our 500 subscribers. When we hit 500 subscribers, we got a big special gift we're going to give away. So, hey, You want to be a part of that. So like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get all the updates when we drop new content. So, with that being said, if you ever find yourself on a planet with a zombie Wolverine, don't trust him no matter how funny he is.
Bro, catch a vibe, catch a foot when I drive. Big pressure, I apply in the ring.